quite long, and it's already I've already been here a half hour, more than a half hour. The speeches of the day would have been at least an hour long. But I understand the 21st century audience. You have a short attention span, so I will give you the abbreviated version. But in so many words, this is what I said that day. Mrs. President, ladies and gentlemen, I come to this platform with unusual diffidence. Although I have been long identified with the woman suffrage movement and have often spoken in its favor, I am at somewhat of a loss to know what to say on this really great and uncommon occasion where so much has been said. When I look around on this assembly and I see the many able and eloquent women full of subject and ready to speak, I would not now speak, but for my early connection with the cause, having been called to do so by this council. Men have very little business here as speakers. And if they come here at all, they should take the back benches and wrap themselves in silence. For this is an international council, not for men, but for women. And woman should have all there is to say in it. This is her day in court. I've heard many men speak on this subject, some of them the most eloquent to be found anywhere in the country. But I believe no man, however gifted in thought and speech, can voice the wrongs and present the demands of woman with the skill and effect, with the power and authority of woman herself. He can neither speak for her, nor vote for her, nor act for her, nor be responsible for her. And the thing for men to do in the premises is just to get out of the way and give her the opportunity to exercise all the powers inherent in her individual personality. Her right to be and to do is as full, complete, and perfect as the right of any man on earth. I say to her, as I say to the colored people, give her fair play and hands off. There may be some well-meaning people in this audience who have never attended a women's suffrage conference, never read a women's suffrage newspaper, never heard a women's suffrage speech. They may be surprised that those who speak here do not argue the question. The demand of the hour is not argument, but assertion. Firm and inflexible assertion which has more power than the force of an argument. If there is any argument to be made, it should be made by the opponents, not by the friends of the woman's suffrage. They will find not one reason, not one consideration that can be urged supporting the right of men to vote that does not equally support the right of women to vote. When I ran away from slavery, it was for myself. When I advocated for emancipation, it was for my people. But when I stood up for the rights of women, self was out of the question, and I found a little nobility in the act. Time itself is a very conservative power, ladies. That what is, always was, and always will be, world without end. We have heard this old argument before, ladies, and if we live very long, we shall hear it again. Man has become so accustomed to command and woman to obey that both parties in the relationship have hardened into their respective places and thus has piled up a mountain of iron against woman's franchisement. Such a truth is woman's right to equal equity with man. Well, she was born with it. It was hers before she comprehended it. And no custom law or usage can ever destroy it. So the women who have thus far caused this agitation have already embodied Theodore Parker's 3 grades of human greatness. First, is greatness in executive and administrative ability. Secondly, greatness in the ability to organize. And thirdly, in the ability to discover truth. They are seen in the order which has characterized the proceedings of this conference. They are seen in the steady growth of the movement, not only in this country, but around the world. And they are heard in the mantra of the suffrage movement and in the mantra of my newspaper, the North Star. Right is of no sex, truth is of no color. God is the Father of us all, and we are all brother. Thank you.